Well, we're into April now and the weather doesn't seem to be improving at all. It's teeming down the rain, so let's get in the greenhouse to get some more sowing done. What a day. I've been out of action for the last week or so. The last bit of clip you saw on the previous video, I was doing some sowing in the greenhouse. Well, as I got up off the still, wham, my back went, and I've had just over a week suffering with sciatica. Luckily, I've got a TENS machine and that does help a lot, and the last day it seems to be on its way out. Anyway, on with some sowing. Talking of that though, I've just been over the allotment to the greenhouse there, and there's about 6 inches of standing water right in the corner right by my greenhouse, so out of action for at least 2 days. Today we'll be sowing sweet corn, and I've put some in the tub here and I've left it soaking for about 8 hours. I noticed that quite a few people now on YouTube are actually using kitchen towel to germinate the seeds on, so what I've done, I've put about 6 of the seeds in some kitchen roll and just see how they get on. You may recall last year I did sow the sweet corn and had very poor germination, which resulted in me doing a second sowing and that more or less 100% germination. Same seed, same variety, same seed company, so there doesn't seem to be any logic behind it. Anyway, let's get on with this. For the sweet corn I'll be using my trusty favourites, and these are the Axnix root trainers. Anyway, these are the slightly smaller than the normal ones. Normal ones are, I think it's 32, 8 rows of 4. These are 5 per book, and there's 10 books, so we've got 50 stations altogether. And this is just normal clover compost with some vermiculite added as well. Now, most of you are probably aware they recommend sowing sweet corn in a block so that it pollinates each other with the wind. However, Mick Portney's team, the green team, the special needs lot, last year they grew sweet corn. They only had 2 plants, and one of the plants had 9 cobs on, which is unbelievable. It's not far off the British record, but that just went against all odds, only having 2 plants together. So all we need to do is to pop a seed, long one, in each hole, and then just fill the hole in. Just going off track a bit, for those of you who watch Gardener's World on a Friday, you may have seen that this week Carol Klein visited a garden with hellebores, a great collection of hellebores. Well, for some reason she didn't advertise where it was, just said it was Kings Winford in the West Midlands. Well, those of you who live around the area near me will know that garden centre is a place called Ashwood Nurseries, which the owner, John Massey, has got a fantastic garden, and he does open it up a number of times a year, and they raise an awful lot of money for charity. And I found it rather strange that they didn't give the garden centre no advertising. That's the BBC for you, I suppose. I had a notification come through from another chap who I subscribe to. Some of the old gardeners may know him, a chap named Howard Drury. He used to be the TV gardener on Central TV along with Arthur Billett, and he also Jeff Amos as well. And he also noticed that it was Ashwoods, because I'm not sure if he still does, but Howard used to be at Ashwoods most Sunday on a little desk where you could go up and he'd answer your gardening queries. So anybody in the area, it's well worth having a visit to Ashwood Nurseries. Got some great flowers, plants. I've given those some water, so all left to do now is pop the propagator lid on and see how they do. Forgot to mention the variety is called Incredible, and usually grow lark or swift, but I thought I'd give this a try this time as I saw great examples of it last year. I've just put about half a dozen seeds in some kitchen roll, and I see how they fare against the ones in the root trainers. I thought it was about time I got the sunflowers underway, and as usual this year I'm growing my favourite Titan. They seem to do well in my soil. Doing it a bit different this year. I'm using these fibre pots. I've got some in the greenhouse, and I must admit to not being a big fan of these. I'd grown brassicas in them in the past, and when I planted the plant out with the pots, which I thought were supposed to be biodegradable, at the end of the season quite a lot of the pot was still showing, which they did the thing for me. So once these are gone I shan't be getting any more. That's the compost sorted. All I've done is made a little hole about 20 mil deep, 25 mil deep. Just pop a seed into each hole, and that's it. I haven't got many seeds left here, so I might sell a lot. Put a couple in one hole. What I'll do then, when both come up, what I tend to do, rather than pull the weak one out, I'll cut it off at the stem, and then you don't risk damaging the root of the plant you want to keep. So I'll send them all in, just bodge them down now. I'll give them a water. That's another one ticked off the list, and I'll just pop a lid on just to get a bit more extra warmth. I get asked quite often in the comments about the insulation tape I use for marking the labels, and it's exactly that, insulation tape. It's electrician's PVC tape. You can get it in a number of colours. Also you can get it from DIY stores or wherever, Amazon. I tend to get mine off the favourite online auction site, and I've just had 10 rolls delivered here. It's about £7 or something like that. It isn't expensive, but it works wonders for me, and say I use that in conjunction with a trusty Sharpie pen. While I think about it, I'd like to say thank you to all the people that mentioned about the last upload that I did. It was my 100th episode on my channel, which is just, time's just flown by. I never ever realised that it was 100 episodes. But more importantly for me is that when I did look into it, I also saw that I'd hit the 4,000 subscriber mark. Now that's something I never ever realised I'd ever reach. 1,000 was a big milestone for me, but 4,000 in 2.5 years, is it 3 years? It's just unbelievable. So special thank you to all the subscribers, and even more so to the people that leave the comments. Thank you very much, I do appreciate it. We've got a bit of sunshine at last, can you believe it? And carry on with the sowing. This time we're going to be doing the Swede, and it's the usual variety called Tweed F1. We're sowing in the 24 cell trays with just the clover compost with a bit of vermiculating. Someone put a post on one of the videos that I put up that this time of year your greenhouse seems to shrink in size, and is that true or what? I'm now already struggling for space on the allotment greenhouse, and I think I've got to have a clear out in this one in the back garden, try and make a bit of storage room for seeds as I sow them. The seed has got a blue coating on, which I think might be an fungicide with some coated in. Makes them quite easily to see rather than the normal dark on the soil. Put 3 or 4 in there, but it doesn't matter. Just give these a light covering with compost, and now they'll be going into the cold greenhouse. Next on the list, I must admit that I'm stealing this off another YouTuber, Mike Erdist. He has great success with this. This is cut and come again lettuce in the trays. I've never tried it myself, but the way Mike does it, he has fantastic results. So I hope you don't mind, Mike, but I'm going to nick your idea. This is just a gravel tray I've got. There's no drainage in it. I don't think Mike's got any in his. And I'll just give the soil a little bit of damping. for the seed to contact direct. This is an organic cut and come again lettuce with mixed variety, so it'll be interesting to see what we actually get from it. There is quite a lot of seed in the packet, so I think I'll be a bit sparingly where I'm sowing this at the moment. I think that'll do. All that's left to do now is give it a light dusting with some sieve soil. I'll just give the top covering a little mist over. With that done now, just got to label it up, and then this will go into the cold greenhouse on the allotment. Lettuce, like a cold temperature, germinate around about 10 to 15 degrees. If the temperature's too high, they won't germinate, so I'll just leave them to their own devices in the greenhouse. While I was having a mooch through my seed box, I come across these. I didn't realise I'd got them. Tumbling Tom, there's a variety red and a variety yellow. I'll be sowing 3 or 4 seeds in each pot, and I think I'll do a little hanging basket for the back garden so we can just pop out and pick a few when we need them. There's not many seeds in these packets, only about 8, 10. Ended up sowing the packet in the end. There's only about 8 seeds in, so I'll just sprinkle a bit of vermiculite on top. Level that off. It's a little spray. And they can go in the propagator. A quick update on the peppers that we showed before. There's the Corno di Toro Giallo, the yellow ones. They've come up great, but the red haven't germinated at all, so I might end up re-sowing those. But these, I think we need to pot them on. That's the last pepper in this new pot. All the pots are numbered, and I'll pop these back in the propagator just to let them settle for a day or two. The last few episodes has been nothing but it seems sowing. But, I suppose that's what we've got to expect at this time of the year now, to grab advantage of every good day we've got. And I'll just spin you around and show you a quick update in what's happening now the plants are going on in the propagator. I hope you can hear me in between the rain showers. The 2 trays down the bottom are the banana shallots. I'm not sure if those are the long red Florence or the Zabroom. Then we've got the 2 trays there, the pots there, the leeks, the blanch leeks and the pot leeks. And there you can see the crimson crushed tomatoes, how they're doing. They've grown quite well. And those there are the calcium onions. These are the white Lisbon spring onions, and as you can see they've done really well. They really could do with going out now, but I might end up planting this first batch in the border of the greenhouse. Well, I'm going to carry on sowing, well, re-sowing these peppers, and can't be much fun keep watching sowing videos all the time, but hopefully on the next one, now my back's a bit better and the weather seems to be picking up, we'll be outside, and I do really need to get the strawberry bed looked at, and so we'll see what's going to happen in the next one. There's one more thing I would like to mention. I was doing a search on the internet and I happened to come across 2 of my videos posted on someone else's channel. They was using them as others their videos. I think it's somewhere in Russia or somewhere. Anyway, I put a post on there, the video which was mine, saying this is not your video, this is mine. That immediately got deleted off the comments. So then I sent an email to YouTube and also sent a message to the people who own the channel, and within about less than a day the videos had gone off the site. But so what I'm going to do in future, I know it's going to be a pain, it might be a little bit annoying, is put a little watermark in the one corner. I'll do it so it's faint, but it still can notice that it's my video. Anyway, I'm going to crack on. I'll bring you up to speed what I've done in the next one. Until then, see you later. Bye for now.